Before we begin to understand and work with containers in general, it is useful to take a quick look at how do we make web applications. Some of you might even ask, what is a web application? Since the term is quite widely used, but it is quite superficially explored. Just take a look at some of these examples. Productivity tools like G Suite, social media giants like Facebook, video chatting applications like Skype, entertainment platforms like Netflix, payment services like PayPal, or even e-learning platform like Udemy itself are all web applications in one way or another, which means you are using web application interface at this very moment. If we have to define it, a web or web-based application is any program that is accessed over a network connection using HTTP rather than existing within a device's memory. Of course, the definition is flexible and you may choose to use one protocol over another. But on a broader perspective, it is all about not using your device like PC, tablet or mobile for computing purpose. Instead, we let those mighty, costly and reliable servers do the heavy lifting and we just access the result of our requested data from some web interface like HTTP. This has so many advantages which just can't be overlooked. First of all, the performance of the applications will not be determined or limited by the hardware they are run on. It also means that we can almost say goodbye to those long list of hardware requirements that we used to check before trying any new software. The requirements are still there, but they are quite standard. Web apps also improve speed. Now you might think that speed is just another performance parameter. But here, speed can refer to non-laggy performance, faster updates, and overall faster growth of the organization in general. The speed is also representative of shorter product development cycle since rollout of updates will be faster and user feedbacks can be taken and addressed quickly. As we just mentioned, since the hardware requirement to access such apps are fairly generic like basic consumer OS and web browsing capability, these applications can be accessed by wider range of devices by more and more consumers. In fact, many of the popular social media and utility apps also serve wearable devices. The policy of not owning but accessing the data also improves the overall security of both consumers and hosts. And all of it leads to a better IT economy. It is not just about apps becoming cheaper. After rise of web apps, many revenue models like freemium, pay-as-you-go, and ad-based revenue generation have grown significantly. Not only that, the transactions have become more transparent on all ends, like businesses, consumers, and even the governments. Finally, the nightmare of business makers, which used to haunt them for decades, has become quite a Disneyland. Yes, we are talking about scaling. Companies don't have to invest into underutilized hardware. They can scale as they grow. Since now we have a fair idea of what are web apps and why do we use them, let's get straight to the business. There are 3 steps to the process of making web apps. First, make it or build it on the suitable environment. Second, wrap or pack it with necessary support and instructions to ship or deliver it to the intended client or consumer. And finally, run it on your machine or host it on your server for others to access it. In next lecture, we will get started with creating web applications.